Okay, so what's good? We're going to be discussing Palworld, and I'm super excited because, one, my husband put me onto this game, and I knew it was going to be like okay, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. And at the end of the day, Pokemon released their statement, and I don't really think there was any need for them to really do any investigating, because at the end of the day, Pokemon really kind of needed some competition. And with having all the achievements already, I'll go ahead and tell you that I do not think that this game is going to overthrow Pokemon. So if you're a Pokemon fan and you're a bit worried, don't be. The industry, the gaming industry, Pokemon is bigger than just the gaming industry. Pokemon is franchised, it's merchandise, it's in McDonald's, Burger King, it's in chapter books, it's in children's books, it's anime, mangaka. Like, Pokemon's longevity is Pokemon Go. I mean, the movies, the live action movies, not just the cartoon movies. I mean, and it's been with me since my childhood. I was born in 1995, which means that I experienced Pokemon in the first 500 and all the way up to 2000, and even after that, and now I've introduced it to my children. So if you think that I am a Pokemon hater, I'm not, and this is not the video probably for you if you're here just to hate on Pokemon or Palworld. I've been playing this game for roughly 2 weeks, and it did not take that long to beat it. I will say that it was interesting, very interesting. If you do play it, you're going to feel some nostalgia while also running into mechanics from other video games. Me and my husband even talked about One Piece, the fruit from the trees, the skill fruits that give you different attacks for your pals, remind me a lot of One Piece's Devil Fruit. And as far as the gameplay goes for PC, I'd have to say if it's really good graphics, I'd run Elden Ring. If we're going to be talking about like the vibes of open world, it definitely gives like Phantasy Star. And I've not yet heard anyone make that comparison, which is also the reason I'm wondering why it's not on PlayStation, because it gives Kingdom Hearts, like it gives Final Fantasy. Like that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of the vibe it gives. Oblivion, it gives Oblivion's vibes in the way that it's customizable even more in the menu setting. After you create your character, there's a setting where you can manipulate basically how quick the game is going to go for you. You can manipulate everything from experience points to how the day rotates into night. I mean, it's pretty cool, and I like that the developers opened up to us to let us help them make decisions on how to make the video game better. So with all that being said, if you are interested in video games, if you like videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Working to getting towards 100 subscribers before spring and 1,000 before the end of the year. So I really appreciate you guys hanging tight with me. I'm going to be making more ESO videos, more video game videos. I'm still looking for DS ROMs I like to play, and I'm actually looking into game testing right now because I'm really trying to get, just paid for doing something that I like to do, that I do anyways. Okay, so with all that being said, now full review on Palworld on the beta, because this is the beta, guys. That is the disclaimer for it. Palworld's gameplay is a bit rusty, as I sometimes come completely into like underneath the map, and yes, sometimes I can fly, get myself out of the situation, but even if I respawn, sometimes I'm not out of the situation. I just have to restart the game, which brings me to the game's crashes. The game crashes all the time. Palworld is a very fun game, but it crashes. It crashes a lot. I mean, at least for me, like 10 to 20 times a day. And you're like, well, how can I make that jump? Well, if you're really trying to play it, you hop on and you try, and you hop on and you try, and you hop on and you try. That's what I was doing. And unfortunately, each time I've just had to take a break from it. And that's really what prolonged me beating it. And I'll also say, yes, there is knockoff versions of Pokemon, but I mean, what about Digimon? What about all the other things that they took from? I mean, even elements of Dragon Ball Z's mechanics are in this game. Like, lie to me and say it's not. Fortnite as well. Fortnite's Lego building mode. Very, very much so similar to this. And I'm not a Fortnite player. My children play Fortnite, and that's the reason they play Minecraft. And that's the reason that I know that this is very close, hand in hand almost, with mechanics and building. Now I also want to talk about the rating of the game. This is a teen rated game. It does have, a bit of adult rated themes. There's slavery. When you don't catch a pal, they call them little, like, like a hard to catch bastard. I mean, that's just not typically stuff that you would see in Pokemon. And it does run with similarities, like, you know, everybody has to have an antagonist in the story. And with this, it's no gyms but towers where you would verse like gym leaders. Pretty cool, pretty decent. The map, so I know and understand how, you know, an open world map works, but the thing I don't like about Palworld's map is that it is a bit confusing at times. Like, if you turn a certain direction, you think you're facing that direction, you could be facing the completely opposite direction. And then for me, none of the dungeons and caves have been working properly. I will get halfway through a cave, mainly in the desert area. I'll get halfway through a cave, not where Anubis is, opposite of that. Get halfway through that area, and it'll completely crash on me, guys. It'll completely crash, won't let me in to face the boss, none of that. So those are things that I'm looking to get fixed. I did hear that it just got an update, but I can and can't feel it. Can and can't feel the update. I wanted to release this video on February the 14th for Valentine's Day or before, because me and my husband had been, you know, in the game doing the multiplayer together. He's even been playing my game and helping me build, because I suck at building. I'm just good at building resources and putting everything down. Like right now, I have like 30,000 wood. Like 30,000 stone. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, that becomes repetitive in itself. So is there an end game to this game is the question. That's where I really want to get myself right with, because I feel like sometimes some things are just as easy to beat, you know, is when I felt like it was hard to beat. And is this game for everyone? Probably not. If you were the type to get stuck on, let's say Oblivion, one of my favorite games, if you got stuck in the customization mode, I know plenty of people that got to that. I spent 2 hours making my character. Those people, this might not be for you, because this is the type of game which requires personal choice and it gives you personal freedom. So you go where you want to go when you want to go there, and you get there at your rate. So you might have some people that this might not be for them in that category. I think my favorite part of Palworld has to be mounts, and I said this in my first video, mounts in Palworld are pretty freaking awesome. I mean, this is what I've asked Elder Scrolls for, this is what I've asked ESO for, and I've yet to get flying mounts in ESO. This is why I'm not making an ESO video right now, because I'm not about to be, you guys aren't distracting me anymore. I'm gonna play other games, I'm gonna figure out what I really like nowadays, and I'm not going to frustrate myself begging a game dev that I've been giving my money to Bethesda and to ZeniMax and ZeniMax Online for years. If you can't even give me a flying mount, I mean, World of Warcraft gave us flying mounts, and I'm so happy that the developers, you know, Unreal Engine and all that, I'm so happy they got this together, because we've been asking everybody for this for years, and don't be all shocked. You know, I think that's like one of my main factors, is being able to mount these pals. I mean, that's it. In fact, in my unit, I really don't keep a pal that doesn't have a use. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. What else? Oh, right. You can capture humans. This is probably the coolest part of Palworld, is catching the human NPCs. You're able to have all the people from the market and everything at your base. I did max out my base, and I'm only able to create 3. I could have sworn someone said it was going to be infinite. I don't know, don't quote me on that. I just think that it should be infinite amount of bases that you can create. I don't know. I really don't have like any super critiques for the game, because at this point I don't know what to expect. You know, the game doesn't feel finished, but I don't know what to expect as far as what to tell the devs I want to see next. I just want the game to stop crashing, and I'll totally keep playing it. So yeah, that's been my review of Palworld. I hope you like it. I jam-packed a whole bunch of screenshots and gameplay into this, and thanks for popping in. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. I want to know what you think of Palworld. Do you play the multiplayer version? Are you more solo? How's the open world treating you? Are you having as many crashes as I'm having? Yeah, who knows? Have a blessed night. Thank y'all again. I'm DaMouseOfInk. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's DaMouseOfInk. DaMouseOfInk. Hashtag DaMouseOfInk. Google me. I'm a tattoo artist here in New York City, and I like reviewing video games. Peace. Oh, and shout out to my kids because they wanted me to make this movie the most. Love you, Cassius and Phoenix. Mwah.